Hi, welcome to Practicing with Patanjali. We just recorded this amazing course with Yoga Journal. It's so beautiful. You can click on a link. If you're watching this in Facebook, click on a link above. And if you're watching this in YouTube, you can click below to get more information about the course. Today I want to talk about the Yoga Sutra of Patanjali. And this is a short conversation based on a question. So today's question is, what's your favorite Yoga Sutra? I'm really torn. I have so many sutras that I think are extremely helpful and relevant to the contemporary practitioner of yoga, which is really the magic of this book because it was written thousands of years ago. We don't know how long, but these short aphorisms, these ancient tweets, if you will, are still so relevant to our practice today. And they really, for me, studying the Yoga Sutra adds such a richness to my practice, not just on the mat, the kind of island of my yoga mat, but moving into the world, into my life, which is where I spend the majority of my time. So, my favorite Yoga Sutra. I'm torn, but the one I picked is from Pada 2, verse 46, Sthira Sukham Asanam. And in Georg Feuerstein's translation, he says the posture should be steady and comfortable, is the translation of Pada 2, verse 46. I love this sutra because most of us automatically think of yoga as movements that are difficult. Comfort is sort of a foreign concept for many of us when we think of practicing yoga. And it is, of course, about moving us into unfamiliar positions. For me, I often define yoga as putting ourselves in unfamiliar positions and returning to the breath. And in that sense, as a practice for our lives, because our lives are filled with uncomfortable positions, and they might not be physical positions, but they can be emotional, psychological, relationship positions. And then can we return to the breath? Can we return to the present moment? And in that sense, our yoga practice really is practice for our lives. But Sthira Sukham Asanam, I sort of think of the Sthira and the Sukham as almost a pair of, not opposites, but a pair of concepts, a twin concepts that fit together and support each other in this sutra. So this steadiness, the Sthira, the abiding, the staying, the willingness to stay present, which I know for me is not often my default reaction in my life. I am often running away, seeking distraction, looking for a way out of discomfort. And then the Sukham, which is comfort. And the Yoga Sutra talks about Sukham as something we can cultivate and something we can actively encourage and invite and ask to arise in our lives. And I love that image, the idea of creating comfort for ourselves. In this sutra, which is talking specifically about asana, it's pretty clear that he means physical comfort. But if we expand our view, we can also ask ourselves, how can I find comfort in my life? How can I find comfort in this moment? And for me, if we take a larger view, that can even mean being comfortable with the discomfort. So understanding that the discomfort is arising in this moment and not becoming attached to it or pushing it away or fighting with it, but simply breathing through it and trying to find a space of comfort with the discomfort. So that's why I would say Stiram Sukham Asanam is my favorite sutra. It's also the one Mom uses in her restorative yoga teacher trainings as kind of the motto or the theme of the trainings. And I love restorative yoga. So thank you for listening. There are going to be more in this series of conversations about practicing with Patanjali. If you want to find out more about our Yoga Journal course, it's a fantastic way to enrich your practice and your teaching and deepen your relationship with Patanjali's Yoga Sutra. Click above, click below. And if you have any questions that you'd like answered or a conversation you'd like to start about the sutra, please leave me a comment. Okay? Namaste. Let me ring my bells for us. And I'll see you next time.